I have made a grave error.
Great. Another clap sync?
No, that was how I was starting the episode.
Oh.
Oh, God. Let's see. When was the last episode?
You know what? You did make a grave error. It's easily a year ago. Easily.
Oh, fuck. It's September 2019.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
man.
That's good. To be fair, even though this is all your fault, part of it's mine.
Can you believe the first episode has almost 300 views?
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's one of our most viewed videos.
That's shocking. So I feel like, by the way, if I sound fucked, it's because I am. I'm pretty hungover right now.
Yeah.
But that was for the audience. Not for
I
you.
refused to let this episode follow me, or at least having not finished this series, follow me into 2021.
That was where we had come to an impasse.
Yeah.
Because I read Eat Man for a bit and then felt no desire to continue reading Eat Man. It never got offensively bad, but I just got so lavishly bored.
Would you
that
say
I just
indifferent to it? In fact, let me pull up some pages for it.
Yeah, it is the most indifferent I have felt to a piece of media since Mar, which, funny enough, is going 2 for 2 on the track record of stupid shit that you've suggested. So this one's on you, Cedric.
Hello, everybody. I am Cedric. And I am joined
I'm Ben.
by Ben.
You're joined by Ben, yes.
The long-awaited episode for the Nonplussed Bookcast. Today...
I didn't even finish it.
If you remember back, when did I upload? September 3rd, 2019?
Yes.
Yeah.
When we were discussing the masterpiece.
Absolute masterpiece.
Transmetropolitan, a masterpiece that throughout 2020 we found ourselves with no shortage of real life examples.
Yeah, it was uncanny.
And, going back and listening to that episode, it's amazing how long is that one?
It's like an hour.
Yeah, we talked for an hour about that, and I feel like we didn't talk about it enough.
That's true. When it was done, it kind of felt like we had scratched the surface, honestly.
Yeah.
But it still, was relatively in-depth. It's just there's so much about Transmetropolitan to really sink your teeth into.
Oh my god, yeah. And then...
Which is impressive, considering it's only 60 issues long.
Yeah. I mean, for Christ's sake, Pete Buttigieg was a character.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say his name.
The Smiler became real.
He was real.
Yeah. So, by comparison...
yeah.
So, Eat Man is the story of the world's #1 adventurer, Bolt Crank.
Now, I'd like to ask you something.
What's up, Ben?
Before we get into the summary...
Yeah.
I want to know how the fuck you learned about Eat Man.
I think I heard of it in a video.
I could say it's like I was in a comic book reading phase and I was looking at best comic books of all time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people rated Transmetropolitan as #1, or it's like, or I heard about it from a friend.
Yeah.
And so, how did you learn about Eat Man? Because I cannot legitimately see it being on any top manga lists, and I can't imagine anyone that at least I know that who would recommend it, because they probably haven't read it. They haven't read the good shit that we've recommended them. So why would they know the mediocre shit?
So I heard about Eat Man in a video that discussed how Evangelion shaped anime forever. And part of what Evangelion did is it allowed a bunch of anime adaptations of things that wouldn't have gotten made otherwise had Evangelion not carved out that niche and proven to, like, it'd be really, really successful. Something more like either like dark or baffling or experimental. There wouldn't have been like a Trigun anime, a Cowboy Bebop anime. Well, those aren't. Well, Cowboy Bebop's not an adaptation, but there wouldn't have been like the Berserk 97 anime. And part of that group was Eat Man, and I was like, I've never heard of that.
Okay.
So I put it on the list.
I see.
That's it. Yeah.
I guess. It's so what you're telling me is it was on the so what you're telling me is you were tricked.
It was more
because
like
everything that you listed is great.
Yeah, everything I've listed is like a classic.
Everything you listed is a legitimate classic. Trigun is phenomenal, Cowboy Bebop is phenomenal, Berserk 97 is phenomenal, and of course, Evangelion is phenomenal. So you were listening to it, an episode in which the context was we're talking about legends and phenomenal things, and so, like when people, for me, that experience would be mirrored with how I learned about Parasite Eve, when everyone is talking about like how great, was it 98 or 97?
Like, are you talking about
97.
just like Square Enix PS1 stuff?
Well, no, it was about a specific year of video games. I think it was either 98 or 97. And they were talking about that, and then Parasite Eve comes up and is like, what's that? And then I look into it and it's like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah, I guess
so. It's like
among that. And I had already read the first chapter, and I was like, well, that's pretty cool. So, blinded
it's not immediately boring.
Yeah. And I've got to say, when it comes to Eat Man, I really, really like the artwork. It's very detailed. I don't know why I have to keep clearing my throat. Holy shit. I think the character designs are quite good. And the conceit is really fun. Like, this character, Bolt Crank, the world's #1 adventurer, goes around to wherever he wants and only eats pieces of machines so he can recreate them from his right hand as like weapons or hovercrafts,
Yeah.
But
I remember that.
Yeah, it's like,
I remember that occurring.
For the first volume or two, you're not really like thinking of anything more than that, because it's like, well, that's really fun. It's just kind of, it feels good,
I'll be real. I kind of was hoping for a bit more.
Yeah, that's fair.
I saw basically past that first pilot chapter.
Yeah.
I started to see Bolt Crank as like, oh, you're just Vash Spiegel. You're Vash Spiegel guts. Like,
when did Eat Man get serialized?
I don't know. And it's like he might not actually be derivative of those characters, but he feels like he is.
That's a good way to put it. Eat Man started in 96 and ended in 2002.
I see.
All right. So yeah, it's about that point of time. But then a slow realization dawns after even a volume is that Eat Man doesn't really have a continuous narrative. Well, it kind of does. All right. So
this is all your fault. You could struggle through this. I can only comment. Let me make it again clear once more. I did not finish this. I was too bored. I was too bored with it. I can blaze through manga like this. Yes. I can eradicate them. I didn't want to. I finished Mar.
Yeah. That was the first sign something's wrong.
Yep.
And the thing about Eat Man is that, well, it sort of has a continuous narrative, characters come and go in certain chapters, Some chapters it's just Bolt helping out like someone who wants to give him a job, because he gets by on money because he just wanders around. Sometimes there will be entire volume arcs. Sometimes it's just like a one-off. Familiar characters from other jobs will appear again, sometimes in groups. And that stuff, sometimes it like really works. In fact, I'm gonna put this out there. Once like a cast sort of has like been defined and like characters start reappearing, there are like groups of chapters I think that's like all of a sudden work really well. And I'll put this out there. The last 10 to 15 chapters are the best of the bunch because now you have like characters to work off each other, because like Bolt is a piece of wood.
Yeah.
He's the cool one,
That character trope, the not quite as angry as Kenshiro, so he's just kind of nothing.
Yeah, he's like Link in the 3D Zeldas, where he like doesn't speak in any of the cutscenes, but like sometimes he might emote or smile.
He's like the Western dubbing of Kiryu in Yakuza 1.
Yeah, it's like that. So,
you know that guy came back for 7 and nailed it?
Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy. Holy shit. But yeah, I think Eat Man is at its best when Bolt has multiple characters to work off of, because it then becomes like actually pretty fun. When we have chapters where it's just Bolt, like helping someone out singularly, it gets pretty dull. I'm not going to lie. It can be a real slog, and you get a setup that I've seen. Yeah.
And then it's like this character is clearly a red herring, and this character is clearly the traitor.
Yeah, you start to notice a formula.
It's just like, oh no, that they were the traitor, and this makes Bolton mad, and I just look at Bolton and go, you're an idiot.
It's either that or like he'll eat the last bolt at the final second to complete the machine that he needs.
Which,
and then he'll save the day.
If you think about that, is like, he doesn't have to eat the whole thing.
Well, in a couple of chapters, he literally doesn't. Like,
oh really? I guess I missed that.
There's just one particular chapter where this girl's escaping her life of royalty to help some poor people, and there's this like very expensive goblet that she has the last piece to, this last jewel that completes the goblet, and she keeps it throughout the entire chapter, and then Bolt gives the goblet that is incomplete. He like crafts it out of his hand or whatever.
Yeah.
He like spawns it from his hand and gives that incomplete goblet to another person who's like, hey, you're struggling, right? Just give this back to the castle for a lot of money. I know a person.
I mean, I was saying more like a gun.
Oh yeah.
You don't need every screw in place for a gun to work. They talk about that
too, yeah. Where it's like, well,
do they?
It's explained eventually that if he doesn't eat the entire thing, like if he's missing the piece that will cause the gun to trigger, it could misfire. So it's like it's
there's that, sure, but I'm talking like a screw that holds like one part of the like grip of the gun together.
Oh yeah,
you don't need that.
I mean, yeah,
you don't need that. This is stupid semantics talk.
Yeah,
but it's the only interesting thing I could dig up from remembering reading this. It's just like, I wonder, like, God, I don't even know. I can't wonder about this. I really got nothing here.
What was stringing me along throughout Eat Man is I wanted to know more about Bolt's past, because bits and pieces are thrown around
somebody
here and there.
A long time, I think I can figure this out. A long time ago, he was planted as a little acorn and grew up to be a big tree, and then every other tree in the forest burned down. And so the tree then decided to go on a big adventure because he is a piece of wood. That is the joke. I'm tired.
Well, do you want to know what it is?
Sure, fuck it. Spoiler warning, spoilers here. Spoilers for Eat Man.
Spoilers for Eat Man from 96.
Hey, Cedric, okay, if we're gonna go into spoilers, do you recommend Eat Man or not?
No.
Cool.
I can recommend it in the way that we watched the first Sailor Moon, which is...
What?
In the way that we watched the Sailor Moon anime, which is skip most of it because it's boring filler that adds nothing.
I mean, some of that filler's good.
Some of it's good.
Some of it's good, but not in the case of Eat Man. Sailor Moon, some of that filler's good. You can skip, like,
85% of Eat Man, I'll say.
God, we really powered through Sailor Moon. We should go back and rewatch the American dub and watch only the filler.
Oh, fuck yeah. We should
someone really should watch fuck with our senses.
Like, if it's not the necessary episodes, you watch the English dub version.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds fucking great.
That sounds stupid. Let's do that.
Yeah. But yeah, and I need to, like, this took me a year plus to read. Eat Man is 19 volumes long, 84 chapters long, and most of the formula, which I call the North Star formula, because that was sort of like, I guess, what popularly defined it.
Yeah.
I feel that when it comes to, like, this came out in the late 90s, you know? So at this point, like, there were hundreds of chapters, manga that were like hundreds of chapters long that deviated from the North Star formula. So, like, while it's not offensively bad, it has no business being 19 volumes long. Something with this conceit and structure has really no business being above 6 volumes, which coincidentally is how long the sequel series is. So
no, there's not a sequel.
Yeah, it came out in 2019. No, I never will read it.
No, but you'll threaten me with reading it and I might take you seriously.
I mean, I did the same thing with Mar. But yeah, it's revealed at the end. It's revealed at the end that Bolt is...
Wait, what's it called? Like, is it like Eat Man Omega or just...
It's called Eat Man, the main dish.
Fuck off.
It's revealed at the end. The last few chapters, there's another short arc where now Bolt, haunted by a character from a previous arc who really gave off nothing more than annoying Bolt, and he was really annoyed by this character, but he's haunting him now, and he's saying, it's time for you to leave this world, Bolt Crank. And then this mysterious woman appears and makes him eat this mysterious thing that is not a machine. It's like a ball of light. He's literally eating light. And someone who is possessed by the devil wants to kill Bolt, wants to wipe out the world.
The devil or a devil?
A devil.
Like Satan? Okay, because it's like it's biblical Satan.
There is a chapter with like angels and devils trying to live. Let me tell you something. Eat Man's like a kitchen sink fantasy, but not in the fun way, like Dragon Ball original. You know?
I guess.
Eat Man just made me compliment Dragon Ball.
Yeah, for world building.
Yeah. Oh. So, holy shit.
Oh no, the Red Rudiment Army is gonna come and tongue fuck our mouths.
Oh
our
god,
brains.
I'm gonna get turned into Android 15 for that one.
Yeah. What up, Kanye?
Oh no. Toriyama,
picture is so good. No, never mind. I'm not saying anything.
You're about to say put that on the screen, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah, fucker. I knew.
We're out of that. I know we're out of those gags. I know. But
that's a shame because it's on the screen right now.
Hey everyone, look up Android 15.
There he is. There he goes. Anyway.
No.
So, yeah, it's revealed at the end when Bolt confronts this devil that the things that this mysterious woman has had him eat is life itself, which means that he can create a new world without this very dangerous devil. But it turns out that Bolt had to eat this devil because you can't just create a world with construction. There needs to be a destructive force. So that means Bolt created this world. He's essentially God, which is why he doesn't age, why the settings differ so much, why he's the one who like can eat and create.
Okay, that's the idea the author started with.
Yes, I think so too.
That's because that's actually kind of cool.
I think it is like when I like compliment this series, for the most part, I compliment a lot of the ideas, and sometimes the execution isn't that bad. Sometimes, again, when you have a cast that you can bounce ideas off of, it really works, and I think there's something there that could potentially be a really fun story. There's this one chapter where like a synthetic human that can morph into everyone else is among the group, and it's basically Among Us. They have to figure out who the intruder is. And literally, I almost sent you a fucking screen grab of that panel where they say there's an intruder among us, and oh
my god.
Because that's actually one of the best chapters, and it's in that group of 10 to 15 chapters where the group of characters that we've met throughout the story appear far more frequently, and they can bounce off of Bolt's plank of wood personality, because it turns out, that it's kind of fun when you have multiple characters to work with, You
can have a plank of wood, but if you throw knives at a plank of wood, it's suddenly fun.
Exactly. It's not that boring. And that's why I think the end of the series is, like, the last volume and a half is the best bit. Unfortunately, you have to go through 17 volumes to get there, and the vast majority of it is wildly uninteresting, I think. Mm-hmm. The art is nice, the character designs are solid. It doesn't feel bad to read, the page flow is pretty good. But for the most part, it's just not extremely interesting, which is a shame, because I think Akihito Yoshitomi is a very skilled illustrator, but I feel like this comic was more of like it's a concept that didn't need to be as long as it did. I think if this is what it ended up being,
I think that because after thinking about the ending, it kind of speaks to a bit of a greater issue with manga and manga consumption.
Yes, because I agree.
When you're a story writer, a lot of the times, not all the time, because there's no set way to create a story, but it's fairly common for you to come up with the idea for the ending of your story first.
Right, yeah.
And so the challenge can often be, how do you get to that ending? And how do you make it feel? Because internally, when you're making that ending, your characters better than your audience ever will in that moment. And you know exactly how much impact the ending is supposed to have, and how, what it's supposed to feel, because you're effectively replicating how you've felt about other endings and making your own version of them.
Yeah.
And so you then have to essentially earn it. And I think that the thing that interested me most about the ending is your description of the ending, right, is that sounds like that would be a phenomenal method of getting a meta-narrative where you have the author writing a character who is effectively the author of their own, universe.
Yes.
And there would be a very interesting commentary about, what it is like to actually exist in the universe that you've always wanted to create and always wanted to be in, and how much that shit would kind of suck.
Yeah.
Or wherever you wanted to take it. But the problem is that you gotta sell chapters, you gotta sell volumes of whatever magazine you're in, you gotta do one a week, so...
Oh, yeah.
If you have an ending in mind, hell, you might even have a beginning in mind, you kind of are fucked for choice unless you have already spent a lot of time planning out where you're gonna go. Like, I don't know, Oda.
Yeah.
Oda whatever, for One Piece.
Yeah.
Like he's always known what the One Piece is. He's always known where his story's gonna go. For the past
2 decades.
2 decades, he has always known. And people would kill him to find out.
Like, yeah, when it comes to this structure, it's something that's potentially interesting, but it's something that I feel succumbs heavily to the nature of the manga industry, which is to just keep it going for as long as possible. So unless you have an insane amount of like foresight and planning,
it makes it so that if you stumble off course, you have to spend a lot of time course correcting, because like it genuinely frightens me. I think it's also probably why we get so many fascinating stories like JoJo's, which is almost entirely procedural.
Yeah. And
just kind of made up as it's going along. And the fact that it still works with some form of internal consistency is a miracle, because fucking frankly, most series don't.
Most series fall off at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially like with each part not really consisting of a larger meta-narrative or overview narrative, where it's like each part is its own condensed story. It's like that gives the author a lot of freedom to tell very condensed things, but he can basically fuck off in whatever direction he likes, so long as he ends up where he wanted to be in the first place.
Yeah.
Which is good.
But in the case of Eat Man, those last few chapters just sort of happen. Like, there's nothing really leading up to it. One moment, like, Bolt is helping these mermaid people find a new home. And then the next, Bolt is, like, with the rest of the cast. And then the mysterious woman appears after he gets haunted by his past. Like...
yeah.
So...
It's like, there's something nice about an adventure, but I think, because, you know, think about this, like, I reread, like, One Piece at least once a year. And it's like, that is a series that has this inescapable sense of adventure, but they're never not moving forward. Literally, due to the mechanics of the world, they can't not be moving forward. So there, it's like even when the anime fucks off into La La Land, you have in at least in the manga, or hell, fuck it, even in the anime, you still have this core progression of, we are moving in a forwardly direction. We are going to the objective. And for Eat Man, I did not feel a single iota. Like, it would be so easy. You could have Eat Man, like, in the first chapter, he eats a bolt, and then, like, he'll say something about just, like, finally, one more, or something.
Something to just pull you forward. Like...
yeah. Like, okay, if okay, random lady appears and is giving balls of light to Eat Man, why doesn't he just find those on his adventure?
Oh, yeah, like, that could be really interesting, you know? And now, like, you're slowly building up this cast of characters, you know? And then it's like, is he gonna have to say goodbye to those characters when he makes the new world?
You see, the king was a good man, but then this weirdo with the purple hat showed up and gave him a sandwich that glowed, and he ate that sandwich, and then the king became a dickhole. Like, oh, whoa, who's this mysterious person with a purple hat? It's so much more than just like, ayo, bitch, I got your cup.
Yeah.
Like,
and I have to say, outside of all of that, it also doesn't help that for the vast majority of the scans that are available for Eat Man.
oh god.
Holy fuck. So for the first two,
because now hold on, Cedric.
What's up?
Because we're stepping into some pretty dangerous territory right now. As Congress dictates in 203, you know, we have to make absolutely clear that we are not advocating that you go out and procure manga illegally. That would be against the law and really, really mean to our corporate overlords.
And the first episode
so we're not
going
to do that. Shut the fuck up. We have believable credibility for that because 203 didn't exist yet. It exists now.
Oh, fuck.
It exists
so
now.
Hypothetically,
in
Minecraft,
if you were to Google Eat Man because you were so interested and you accidentally, your hand sort of like spazzed out and typed Chapter 1.
Yeah, hypothetically.
After the Eat Man. Hypothetically.
Yeah. Oh
like
my
you
God.
You had a temporary epileptic stroke, seizure, whatever, and you just Eat Man Chapter 1. And then you look at it and you go, holy shit, your eyes, you'll have another epileptic stroke from the scans.
Yeah, like allegedly you could find Eat Man Chapter 6. And
yes,
then you could allegedly
do
realize they are on the level of the Part 4 translation.
Yes,
by that
Duang.
college student. Yeah.
Good old Duang.
Allegedly, you know.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
That translation's also allegedly. Fuck my life. So
that, you know, that doesn't help.
Yeah. What else do we have to say about Eat Man?
Let's see. Bolt's jacket. Damn, that's like a sick jacket.
Oh my. Okay,
There's a femboy character. That's pretty cool.
Oh shit! Send me a link to their wiki page. I will look up right now. I will look to see if anyone has drawn porn of that character.
They absolutely haven't. No one knows what Eat Man is.
You wanna bet?
Oh yeah?
Let's
throw down
do that.
$10.
I will not throw down $10. I didn't mean actual bet. I'm not that serious.
All right.
I just wanna. Let's see. What's the name of the character?
Let's see. Oh my god, it lists every character.
We've run out of things to talk about. By the way.
It looks like you're going to have to catch us next time.
Well, no, I wanna look this up live on the.
Really? Okay.
What's the name of the character?
Hold on. Oh my god, they're not in the character
Our parents
page.
listen to these.
They're not on the character page in the wiki. Seriously?
For real?
Mine don't.
Do you remember the character's name?
No. No, of course I don't.
Eat Man Femboy.
Look, it was an offhand joke. I'm not actually going to fucking
don't look that up, by the way. Don't look that up.
What did you do?
I googled Eat Man Femboy and it Google did its job. It found the closest thing it could. I'm just saying, it's like you.
What did you do?
You have your.
What
think about where that would direct.
Oh no! Did you find vor?
No, I just found gay porn, but it's like,
okay.
It's just like
it's called Eat Man.
I typed that in and I didn't even think of fucking course you find porn. It's not. So, anyways, what a great episode. I'm so
not
glad.
Not a fucking train wreck at all.
No, I think we got some interesting stuff done. Speaking of getting stuff done, It's my turn to recommend a series
Yes.
of manga that we are going to read. Surprise to no surprise, it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7. What? Whoa!
Dan, you're blown. It's not like that is the deal that we made off
It's not like that
video.
deal. It's
Saying I will read Part 7 after each man.
No, that wasn't. That was the deal. Because okay, we had two come to Jesus moments with Eat Man. Because the first thing was, it was like, okay, we're gonna read Eat Man, and then 6 months passed, and neither of us talked to each other about Eat Man. And then I think Andrew brought up the Bookcast, and we were like, all right, let's talk. And it's like, okay, let's talk about it again. It's just like, look, man, this series is boring the shit out of me, and you were like, no, we gotta finish it. And I was like, This sucks. I hate this. I don't want to keep reading it. I want to give up. Let me give up. And then you said, if we finish it, we'll do Part 7. And I'm just like, fuck, fine. And I tried. I really tried.
You tried
and
your best.
I couldn't do it. I could not get anywhere past, like, I think maybe 20 chapters in. And then a couple weeks ago, the Bookcast came up again, and I was adamant. I said, I'm not going to read this. I refuse. And you parlayed with me and said, you don't have to finish it. You said you were gonna finish it. I didn't have to finish it, and that was it. My cocking phone. Sorry about that.
Do you want to know my progression of reading Eat Man?
Was it the exact same as mine?
I read the first 3-ish volumes in 2019, and then I put it down and I picked it up in April, and then I got on a pretty steady clip of like 1 volume a day. I got to like volume 13, and I stopped, and then I got back to it a week ago, and then I finished it.
Yep. And it is almost 2021. We are recording this on the new year.
Yeah, there was not one Bookcast episode in 2020. Holy fuck.
No, there was not.
Oh no, September of last year. It took me over a year to read this. I promise it won't take that long for Part 7, because I'm starting that shit tonight, and I'll probably go 1 arc a day.
Oh, thank fuck. Now I have a good excuse to reread Part 7 for like the 5th, 6th time. I don't know how many times I've read it.
Nice.
Oh god, I love Part 7.
It's
it's
the best.
It's so good. It's so good.
Maybe I'll
happy.
like something more than Part 5.
Yeah, I kind of anticipate that.
Yeah. I hear it's quite good. I hear there's like one character that everyone fawns over. That is not the JoJo.
And yes, and yes.
This Eat Man episode is like 10 minutes of talking about other manga.
Yeah, we really don't have much to say about Eat Man. I promise.
Neither does Eat Man doesn't have much to say about Eat Man.
No, it doesn't. Aside from an interesting sounding ending, I
Good
also
art,
don't recommend reading Eat Man, shockingly.
Yeah.
If I couldn't finish it, why would you?
If you have to, like, if the world is going, if like Jesus Christ falls through your ceiling and says you have to read Eat Man right now or the world ends, then I can give you like
your first grade teacher tells you to do a book series, but you can't do it. A book series about world building, and you only have 2 options, and you either have Dragon Ball or Eat Man. And you decided to flip a coin, and you landed on Eat Man. And your teacher's like, if you don't do your book report on this, you will fail the entire class.
Then, maybe you could...
Then kill your teacher and go into hiding.
But yeah. I don't think I would recommend Eat Man. If you absolutely have to read... Okay, you read the first 3 volumes, you read volumes 10 through like 12, and then you read the last 10 chapters, because those are the best ones. There. So.
We've wasted your time. Part 7 is next.
Hooray.
Great. Cedric, don't even edit this episode. Just put the audio tracks up on blank background, no music. Don't even sync the claps. Just
that sounds like a nightmare. Holy shit.
That does. Actually, yeah, desync each audio channel.
No, I'm not going to do that. That sounds like hell.
Just by a little bit. So that it's like you don't notice, but you start to feel like seasick.
Do you want to know the actual episode audio for our part 6 video? Was actually fucked up a little, and I did not know why, so I had to keep resyncing it. Not even kidding, it would like desynced for a minute, and then a minute would pass in the video and it would be unsynced again, and I had to do that.
I told you why that is. I figured out what happened with that.
What was it again?
It was I had my backgrounds or my wallpapers on rotation, and it would rotate every 10 minutes. And every time it did that, it would cause my, because I had a fairly old CPU, it would cause my CPU to stutter a little bit.
That's right.
And it's
That's
like,
a really interesting error.
It literally didn't matter what I was doing. I could have it in idle, and it was just, it would just stutter.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore, but yeah, it's fucking wild.
All right,
gang, good shit. Have a good time.
All right,
go read part 7, and
that's it for 2020.
Yeah. Oh man. All right.
All right.
Fuck this year. Later.
Yeah, fuck off. Bye.
Bye.